Howdy folks, and welcome today. This is Howie here at Cedar Creek Homestead, and I was going to just to show you a little bit today. We have been raising poultry. Everybody's kind of getting into poultry that's in the homesteading as far as a meat source, and I love fried chicken. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you, we were raising chickens. We raise all kinds of animals, and we have for many years. And one of the things I like to do is raise frying chickens from our own flock here on the homestead. And to me, raising them out of your own birds is the best tasting and best eating that you can ever have. The problem is that they do not grow as quick and they don't get as big as like these Cornish cross chickens. And you probably heard me mention this on other videos. Well, we've got this incubator. We've hatched our own eggs here from our own hens. And preferably, I've tried to save eggs, the bigger eggs from the older hens, and set them because I feel like those are the smartest. If they've survived 2 or 3 years here, because we have lots of predators and things, those are the eggs I want to set. But also, it's very low cost. I do have the cabinet incubator. I've got videos on that if you want to watch it. But anyway, what I'm building here today is when you hatch the baby chicks, I keep them indoors, and I've got a water tank, and I've done a video, the last video on this water tank that we have, and I put sawdust in it, and I showed the babies in there, and I keep them in there for a while. And then when they get 2 or 3 weeks old, and it depends upon the weather and how many I have and all that, I have another brooder you've probably seen that's above ground, and the manure can fall right through. It's got a little square wire on the bottom of it, and I put a lot of stuff in there, especially if I just have a few. But I set 74 eggs, I believe it was, and I got 53 baby chicks, and they're just crossbred chickens, mostly of the barred rock bloodline. All of them's probably got a little bit of that in there. But what I'll do is we will kill and eat the roosters, and we will keep the hens when they get grown. Now, whether we'll keep all the hens, but usually you'll get about 50-50 in your hatch. So if you got 50 chicks, you usually would have 25 hens, 25 roosters. That don't always seem to be the case. In fact, it tends to be, it seems to me like if you're going to end up with more of anything, that we tend to end up with more roosters than we do hens. That's just how it is. But anyway, what I've done here, you've probably seen Joe Salatin. If you haven't, check out some of his stuff. Now, he don't recommend the PVC pipe. But the reason I done the PVC pipe is I seen another guy had done it, and I thought it looked good. Also, it won't rot, and this pipe is sewer pipe, but it is UV protected somewhat, so the sun shouldn't deteriorate it. But I like the lightweightness. Now, Joe Salatin, he uses wood frames, and but I think mine's going to end up being as light or lighter than what he has. Now, if you get too light, the wind can blow it away. I also want white. White is a cooler color. And in countries like in Africa, they will do their box cars and stuff in white to help keep them cooler. A white roof will stay cooler. I'm going to put a white roof on this. Now, Josie says it's not going to match anything else we have here because it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. But I built it 2 foot tall, and I bought chicken wire. I buy this stuff when it's on sale, and it's in a roll like this. It's actually it's 24 inch tall, 2 foot tall, 25 foot long. So what I'm going to do is take this, unroll it around this, and screw it into I've got screws that are actually sheet metal screws like you would use on a roof that have a washer on them, and I'm going to use those to screw this wire on here to help hold it down is my plan anyway. Some way to hold this on here. But anyway, I've got metal. I ordered for a friend of mine owns a metal company, and I ordered metal from him, 4 sheets, 12 foot long. This is about a 12 by 12 deal, just a little bit less than 12 foot. So the metal will hang over just slightly, which will help keep rain from blowing in. When it's hot this time of the year, and the rain the way it is, I don't think we got to worry about it. Maybe in the spring, I might have to actually box the sides in. I've thought about going halfway around, but this is 4-inch sewer pipe. I put T's here for support to strengthen this. I'm going to use 2x4s and put across the midsection here every 2 foot apart. I'm going to put that metal on here. Now, if you could order aluminum, white aluminum metal wood painted, it would probably be great, but I haven't been able. This friend of mine owns a big metal company, and they have this metal on big rolls, and they run it through a machine and can cut any length you want, whatever colors you want. They've got everything you can imagine there, and all the screws and everything, but they don't deal with the aluminum. So I have not been able to find a place to do aluminum, so I've decided to do the metal. The only reason I would have done aluminum is just for the weight. The lighter you are, that's why I'm doing the PVC pipe. Now this probably would come off, but you can see I'm lifting that just right up there. But what I'll do, it's going to be heavier once I get my wire on here. This thing is going to be heavier, but it'll glide over the property real easy like. And I'll take a rope and put on one of the tractors here and be able to pull it and move it. And the idea is, if you watch Joe Salatin, is they move these every day. Now with the smaller 52 or 3 chicks that I have there, I haven't lost any since they hatched, so whatever I had, that's what I've still got. But I can kind of tell roosters from hens. But at first, I'm going to go ahead and keep the roosters and hens in here. This will be a big enough pen, and moving it every day or every other day, they will fertilize the soil. Now, if you had broilers in here, you'd probably need to move this thing every day, but because of those, we're going to see how it goes. Joe Salatin moves his broiler chicks every day. Check out his videos. He's got excellent videos, and I'm not saying at all that I know anything more than him, because that guy is a smart guy, and he has figured this out, wrote books about it. If you're into trying to raise your own poultry or rabbits, beef, pork, whatever, turkeys, check out Joe Salatin's videos. I don't think he actually has a channel, but a lot of the YouTubers, homesteader stuff, go to his place and they've made videos. He does a lot of public speaking and stuff. Very, very smart man. I'd like to meet him one of these days if the Lord wills, because I think he's got a lot of knowledge there that we need in the time we're living right now. But anyway, I'm going to put this across here, and I'll probably cut one piece of the metal and make me a hinged door, a big one, where I can get in here. One of the problems that I see with this, though, this is the same height as Joe Salatin's stuff. One thing is low to the ground to help keep from lifting it off, but I've thought about something in making this that it's going to be kind of hard getting the chicks maybe. And I've got a handle like thing with a little hook made on the end of it, and you can go down and just hook around the chicken's leg without hurting them. So I'm thinking I could get down in here, hook in, and get the babies. Some way I'll have to figure out to get in here to catch the chickens when I'm ready to get them out of here. But otherwise, I will be able to move it every day, have my water in here, and they'll have fresh bedding. But the idea is, as they eat the grass, they're going to put manure on the ground, which will, chicken manure here in our area, especially on our Bermuda grass pastures, makes them go wild. It's almost like cocaine for grass. It just really goes good. So we're thinking that that will work very well. And what I do when I put these pipes together, I laid them all out, and I actually ran a screw in each joint just to keep it held together on the bottom. And then I started working on the top, and I think I'm going to do that on the top. All these I'm going to put a screw, and if I needed to take it apart, because this is kind of my prototype idea. One thing I'm going to do after I get the wire around and I get the top on it, so I'm going to go around the bottom pipe here, and I'm going to put in insulators for electric fence. And I've got a solar charger I'm going to put on this thing, and I'm going to electrify the outside edge of it. We have had attacks of coons, and we've had skunks and possums all trying to get into our animals. Had coyotes come up here. Coyotes could tear this wire off if you had a coyote attack. Now, I've not really had much trouble with that. I have heard of people who have. So the idea is to get in here and get this thing. I'm hoping I can get it done today. My chicks are getting big enough that they need to be out of that stock tank. It's warm enough weather. They don't need any heat lamp now. And boy, I don't know if it's just my imagination or what, but it seems like when you move chicks like that to a bigger pen, they just grow leaps and bounds. And these little chicks have been growing. But if you're wondering, I may sometime order broiler chicks. I'm not opposed to doing that. In fact, I think I'm going to build 2 or 3 of these pens. I'm building this one first. I'm going to try it, and then I'll work on this prototype and develop it the way that I like it and what works best for my farm here. But anyway, these are for our own consumption, the chickens are, and it's just that I have raised the broiler crosses. I've raised my own just off of my own chickens, just normal breed chickens that you use for eggs. And I have found that your normal chickens, what I call normal, that aren't Cornish cross, that's just your old home raised flock, to me they taste a whole lot better. So in taste and quality of meat and everything. And one thing, I like chicken legs. If you like chicken legs, you can't hardly get a normal sized chicken leg anymore at the store. Those broiler crosses are bred for growth and big and for lots of meat, and you'll get old legs that big around. Now, if you want to bake a chicken, or you're going to make chicken and dressing or something like that, a big one's fine. But these little ones, you can fry them, you can use them for whatever. And these little chickens, one thing I want to say about them is what I grew up with. Right here on this very property is where I was raised, and we ate chicken, and we ate our own chicken that we raised. My dad would order in some every year, but he would get the roosters. They would sell you a barbecue special that's just mixed of different roosters of all different breeds, and he would order in like 100 of those. And we did a few times do the broiler crosses, but we always liked the regular bird. But people are so used to the store-bought that they think the store-bought is more quality and better. And it's whatever you like. And I say, hey, what more power to you, whatever you're going to eat and like. We just wouldn't use a whole big old chicken that often. We'll use a few. I'm sorry, my hand here, I wanted to tell you, not that it really matters, but this hand did not get hurt building this pen. I was not injured building this pen here. I hurt this doing something else, so I cut myself with metal, and it's right on that knuckle there, and I've had it bleed a lot, and I'm trying to stop the bleeding. And one thing I've done is put this tape across here. This is Gorilla tape, and I cut a little strip and put down, and I've got gauze around it. But what I'm trying to do is keep my middle finger from bending, and doing that has slowed, it's making it heal. And when I'm inside, I take the bandage off. But if I bump this at all or do anything, it starts bleeding, and I bleed real easy. So anyway, just something that's happening, and just part of life. But it was not because of building this chicken pen here. I don't think I got a scratch on me from it, but you could. This chicken wire could scratch me. There ain't no telling what could happen in building it, but you always want to be safe when you're out working with your stuff. Anyway, I'm going to get the roof on this, get it finished up here, and show you what it looks like. And maybe in the next day or two, I can get the chicks moved into it and show you what they look like in their new home. I think they'll enjoy it. I've got the roof on here, and I've got to cut me a door out over here. And it has been hot. The sun started going down, the humidity went up, and we're supposed to have some thunder showers come in, and it has definitely got hot. In fact, I seen earlier they had put us under a heat advisory, and I'm really sweating, but I'm ready to go in and get a glass of tea or a cup of coffee or something and kind of relax and call it a day. But tomorrow I'll come back out here and finish cutting this thing out, and the next day or two, hopefully I can show you putting the chicks in. Anyway, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll show you the finished product here in a few days. But anyway, I just want to say thanks for watching. We appreciate all of our loyal subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, how about hitting that subscribe button? If you like the video, hit the like button, comment. Maybe you've done something like this. I see all different styles on YouTube and stuff, and I have made a bunch of different pins through the years, crude designs that just didn't hold up over time. I had a pin built about like this out of wood, and it just rotted down, and I finally just took it down here and put it in the junk pile and got rid of it. But this here I think will last probably a lifetime here with this plastic and this metal. I did not use treated 2x4s, by the way. Yeah, I could have, but they were out. Around here they're having a little trouble getting lumber, and they say it's because so many people are out of work and on unemployment that they're doing a bunch of projects, and some got that free money. Well, I guess I did too, but from the government. So people's out working, so it's kind of hard to get the treated lumber here locally. I know some other places got it, but I'd had to wait on it. Sorry for the shooting in the background. My son and a friend of his is back over here target practicing. It's almost getting too dark for that too. But I just want to say thank you all, and may God richly bless you, and we'll see you next time here at Cedar Creek Homestead, and we're gone.